Hi, everybody, and welcome to So What Happens Next. I am one of your hosts, Thomas.
I am Amber.
And I'm Patrick.
And this week we got a very special treat for you. It's Flash Gordon from 1980.
Wait, you're not Pat.
All right, so yes, we might have lied a little bit. This is not Patrick. This is our first guest on the show ever. This is our friend Neemah. How you doing, man?
Hey guys, doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Awesome. We're glad to have you. I mean, this is we've never had a guest on this show before, so this is an experience for everybody. Unfortunately, Patrick is dealing with life right now, so he's unable to make the show. So, yeah, we have Neemah here to not replace him, but to sit in his place in the room and do what Patrick normally would
Although
do.
if Neemah does a good job, we might replace Patrick.
Okay.
We'll think about it.
Yeah, I'll be here.
So, Neemah, have you ever seen Flash Gordon from 1980 before?
From 1980? No, I've never seen it.
Are you familiar with any of the Flash Gordon things that have ever come out in the history of that?
Was it a comic? Or?
I think so.
Okay.
It started as a comic way back when, and then became like a movie in the 30s or something, and then it was a movie again in the 80s. We're doing the 80s one.
Okay. Yeah, my only exposure to Flash Gordon would be, there was a pitcher on the Cubs, I believe.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but his nickname was Flash Gordon. He threw really fast.
Okay, gotcha.
And so that was the reference, but the actual Flash Gordon, no.
That's fine. It's probably better than this movie ended up being anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
This movie is wild. It was directed by Mike Hodges. It's, of course, like I said, in 1980. And as I've heard from people who grew up when this movie came out, the big pull for it was that the band Queen did the soundtrack. And so everyone went and saw this movie because Queen did the soundtrack more than anything.
For the plot, yeah.
That's a draw.
Yeah. And it's a great soundtrack. The soundtrack of this movie is, there's nothing bad to say about it. But the movie, yeah, there's some words.
Okay.
But I guess we'll just dive right into it. The movie opens, you get your logos and whatnot, and you just have this evil man speaking over, like an overview thing of what's going on, and he just starts terrorizing Earth with a weather machine, I think is what's going on.
Yeah, and so he's making all these natural disasters like occur over Earth, and he's like laughing about it.
But not all of them are natural. Like, he has all these buttons. The whole intro is the credits, and there's these fucking buttons that are like rain, okay, earthquake, okay, and then it's like hail, and then there's...
But like burning hail.
Yeah, and then hot hail is a button.
Oh, wow.
Which just seems like fireballs falling from the sky, which I'm pretty sure is not a thing.
Not very, no.
No, it's not a common thing.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone acts like it's normal.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the weird part.
And everyone's
People
like...
are used to it.
Yeah. I mean, we're milking the soundtrack already at this intro. It's just Queen for a good minute.
Yeah. A backdrop for Queen
for
to
sure.
play.
This might as well be a giant music video for Queen. And I think it would have done better. Well, actually, this movie did a lot better. It did actually really well at the box office when it came out. I think it made all of its money back.
Like, apparently, all the critics thought it was amazing.
Yeah, critically, this movie has an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, but only a 69% for, like, audience score, which felt kind of backwards to me, but okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You felt like the critics would have
totally been like, this movie sucks.
Yeah, because it was so, like... When we watch it, you'll see like
we'll
how
get
kooky
there.
it is.
This movie's like really campy, and I feel like even for the 80s, it's pretty campy.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, so we're doing all this, and speaking of people thinking the weather is normal, you just have Flash, you get an introduction of Flash Gordon sitting in his car in this airstrip in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of this really weird scene where he's just in his car sitting there, listening to the radio. A woman pulls up in a van, she gets out, and they get on this tiny little, like, 2-engine propeller plane in the middle of nothing.
Okay. Who is Flash Gordon?
Well, as you find out, Flash Gordon, because they quickly find out when they get on the plane, he's the star quarterback for the New York Jets.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's about his quality. That's him.
Yeah,
That,
like they don't
no,
even go into like, you know, who he is, like
there's no
besides
character.
That, there's no character development basically.
That-
It's just, oh, I'm this like famous quarterback, and you know, the guys in the front, they're asking him for his autograph, and everybody seems to know who this guy is except for the audience.
Yeah. And they're just like, "Oh man, Flash Gordon's on our plane. This is so amazing." I'm like, "Is it though? Like, who cares?" And one of the pilots, this bothered me. One of the pilots is sitting there reading like People's Magazine when he's supposed to be flying the plane. He's just sitting there reading it.
Well, was it the co-pilot or?
It doesn't matter. They're both supposed to be doing something. But yeah, that's our introduction to Flash. Is they're just like, "Oh man, Flash from the Jets is here," and he's on the cover of the magazine, and they ask him to sign it.
He's a celebrity.
He's a celebrity.
He's a quarterback. That's what you need to know. He's the guy, big man on campus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Would you like to autograph this for my kid, Mr. Gordon? Glad to. What's his name? Buzz.
And then he meets the woman who becomes a love interest. Obviously, there's only like 5 people in this movie.
And she's like a reporter, right?
No, she's a travel agent.
Oh, okay.
Which doesn't make any sense, but they're there.
Yeah, like why are you on a private jet?
Yeah.
Like,
There's only 2 people on this plane. It's the 2 of them.
Oh, is
And-
she his travel agent?
Question mark? Yes.
Maybe.
But then he introduces himself, and he's just like, "Oh, do
Yeah,
you know?"
because he doesn't know her.
Yeah.
He says explicitly, "I had to ask I saw you at the hotel yesterday. I asked the concierge your name, and he told me."
Oh, talk to me, please. Get my mind off this.
I couldn't believe a girl like you was alone.
You're just saying that to get my mind off this.
No, I mean it. What were you doing there alone?
I was trying to get my head together by myself. You know?
I sure do.
So yeah, she's complaining now that she hates flying, and she's sitting there really tense, but she keeps looking out the freaking window, and she's like, "Just talk to me so that I, like, you know, don't get distracted by the plane or whatever anymore." And he's just going, "Oh, okay, well, did you know I play football? Did you know, you're kind of weird for a travel agent, like, flying?" And then he's saying, like, "Oh, I had to ask the concierge your name because I saw you at the bar last night, and I had to figure out who you were." And it's just like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this now? And that's where the hot hail starts falling down from the sky.
Of course.
So, Neemah, first bit of this movie, what's happening next?
So they're about to take off, right?
No, they're in the air now.
Oh, they are in
they're
there,
fine. They're in there.
and the hot hail's coming down.
Mm-hmm.
So those two don't quite go together, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They don't mix so well, and I think there's going to be a problem with the plane, and the plane's there's going to be some turbulence.
Yeah.
There might be some masks falling from the ceiling.
Oh, this is the 80s. We don't have those.
Oh, they don't have
No,
them yet.
I don't
Okay.
think we're messing with those.
Yeah, they
I'll
don't
say
even
that one
have, like,
straight up.
seatbelts or anything.
Yeah, they're just running around this cabin like it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cabin pressure might be fluctuating, but yeah, I think I don't trust one of the pilots. I don't trust him too much because he's just kind of casually reading a magazine. But I think that Flash might need to show off his physical or athletic prowess at this point.
Well, you got pieces.
Okay.
The first thing we do is we have a hard cut to some scientists.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We get introduced to, I don't know what his name is. They only say it twice, but you get one's this kind of bumbling oaf scientist, and then you get Dr. Zarkov, who's our main doctor dude. You ever seen the movie Fiddler on the Roof?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, he's the fiddler dude in I don't know who that guy is. He's the main character in that movie.
Okay.
But you get them, and it turns out he's like a disgraced scientist, and the sky goes dark because these red clouds just kind of attack Earth.
Uh-huh.
And they cover up the sun. Bumbling dude wakes up Dr. Z, whatever the fuck his name is, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's the middle of the day and it's dark," and he just wakes up and he goes, "I knew it." And apparently this guy theorized that aliens would attack Earth eventually, and he was fired from NASA for it. So he has built a rocket to go fight the aliens.
Oh, so he just skipped a step.
He's somewhere else, which is shown by a model, and he's just like, "Fuck you guys, I'll build my own rocket." Achieves this somehow. with this other doctor guy. And he's like, all right, it's time to get on the rocket.
So they have a mission. They're on a mission.
They're on a mission.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, more or less. At the same time, you get back, and it's like what you said, some turbulence starts up because these red clouds are attacking everybody. And the untrustworthy pilots are like, what the hell? And somehow get sucked out of the plane?
Yeah, like they just shoot through the plane.
Right, through the windows.
Or through the windows.
Yeah, which they totally wouldn't fit through.
Yeah, because these are really small, like, holes.
Like tiny windows.
Yeah.
Like the TV, like if you shoved yourself through the TV.
Okay.
That's kind of hard to do.
I don't understand. All the frequencies are dead.
Yeah, well, you gotta look at the VOR.
Holy cow! John, 10 o'clock.
Hold on tight. Let's go baby down right here.
What the hell?
My God, where are the pilots?
Hydraulic's going. Grab that wheel. Help me pull her up.
Yeah. And so the lady's just like, what's going on up there, you know? And it's just like, wow, like, you know, and things are getting a little bit crazy. And Flash is like, okay, let me go check it out. Goes up to the front. There's no pilots.
Yeah, the windows are broken. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone.
Okay,
And
so-
plane's just going down. And this is where you get Flash going, oh, by the way, I took flying lessons. And it's like,
yeah.
oh, neat. And she's like, did you learn how to land? And he's like, no. You know, if I was a flight instructor, first, second day, you're learning how to land the damn plane. Like, why would you teach someone how to fly something and then not land it? This happens too much. This happens too much in movies. It needs to stop. But they're crashing the plane or whatever. He's like, help me fly this plane. And there's a scene, one of the best scenes is he's like, see those switches over there? Just start flipping them. And I'm like, that's not how planes work.
Yeah.
That's not how planes work.
They're there to be flipped.
Yeah, you flip them. I guess if they're there, who cares what they do? In the meantime, back at the science lab, Dr. Z is like, all right, assistant, it's time to get on the fucking rocket ship. We're going to fight some aliens. And the assistant's like, oh, no, actually, you're crazy. I don't want to do this.
Oh.
Yeah, because this man has been, like, physically assaulted by the scientists.
Yeah, we get some flashbacks later where he's, like, beating him up at a different time.
So he's, like, taking his stand at this point.
I think so, yeah. Because he's just like, I don't want to come
Because he's been, like, his
through.
little Igor for, like, so long. He's just like, no.
Right. And then Dr. Z just pulls a gun out. He's like, nope, you're getting on this fucking rocket, whether you like it or not.
So he is crazy.
He's bonkers.
Yeah.
He's nuts. he's fucking bananas. And the plane starts crashing and conveniently crashes into the lab.
Yeah.
But not the rocket. But I think it kills the Igor guy.
Oh.
I know, right? So which you know what? Now that I think about it, no one addresses this at all. I think he's just dead. I think you get the doctor guy who's just like, oh, sorry, and then moves on with his plan.
With his plan, and then.
So what do you think? What do you think now that you know Flash and the woman crash the plane into his lab? They don't damage the rocket, but they totally
damage the person.
Yeah.
They get out and they're just like, oh, I wonder where we are. Looks like good thing we're safe and all this other bullshit because this wouldn't happen. What happens then? Like, what is Dr. Man's plan now that he sees these other two people?
So the doctor just lost his assistant.
Yep.
And he seems like a grade A abuser of his subordinates. So I think he's looking for a replacement at this point. Okay. And what do you know? There's two able bodies that just arrived.
Boom.
So
wow.
I think he might be looking to add to the crew, possibly.
Yeah. Then that's pretty much what happens. Is he very obviously puts the gun behind his back and is like kind of chicken winging it, and he's just like, oh, hello. He straight up says, would you like to use my phone? And they say, sure. And he goes, it's in there. And he points to the rocket. And they go, oh, okay, well, that's weird. And he gets him in the rocket. And then the girl looks at Flash and goes, Flash, I think something's wrong with this guy. And then she's like, there's no phone in here. And then he comes in and he's like, pal, I got the gun. Like, you're going to listen to me. But I only want the girl because she's lighter. And because I need someone to hit some kind of pedal on the rocket to make it work. I don't know. It results in a fight. To which he kind of turns the rocket on anyway and forces them to fly away. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, well.
Well, the funny part is there's this bit where he goes, all right, Flash, you can leave. I only need her. She's light or whatever. And he's just like, oh, okay, that's fine. And he like turns to the door, and of course it's like a fake out.
Mm-hmm.
But for a split second, I'm like, wow, he's
kind of a dick.
Yeah, because he's still it's not that it's like, oh, darn, you've gotten me, Doctor Man. It's just like so apathetically delivered that he's like, okay,
yeah,
sorry, and like goes to leave. Then, you know, he starts beating up the doctor. Who can beat up this football player? Like, they actually fight.
Oh.
It's not like him like, oh, I'm a football player, smash, beat up the nerdy doctor. It's like, no, they actually scuffle.
And he doesn't even look like a football player.
No, he doesn't. Well, it's because he's a quarterback, so he's like kind of smaller.
He looks like a baseball player.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that sounds like a quarterback to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80s,
because you got to throw.
Quarterback.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, just gunslinger.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not doing the. Well, you think it'd be gunslinger, but then in a minute you're about to get a completely different.
Yeah.
Like.
So of course he doesn't tackle very well.
No, but he does later.
That's true. Yeah. I'm
so,
also getting like Futurama vibes too from that.
A little bit.
It's very Zap Brannigan.
Because you know how like,
well,
yeah, that too. But like. The professor's old crew, like how they died, he's like, oh wait, I've got like their old suits and like
and just like dusts out the bones or whatever.
Yeah, they're so like, wait, what happened to the old crew?
Does it have that kind of comedic tone to it?
I'd say it's a movie that's super campy, but it doesn't think it is.
Okay.
It kind of almost thinks like I am a space opera in league with like Star Wars or something. It's like you're not.
Yeah.
It's really like you watch it, and even the designs of the sets, they're so insanely over the top that you're just like, oh wow, that would have made sense 30 years prior to this movie coming out. But in 1980, you're sort of like, you had to know what you were doing, right? Yeah. It doesn't seem like anybody knew what they were doing. Did you think that was a good idea? Yeah, it's like, did you think this wouldn't come off like a big joke, or are you being serious right now? And I think for the most part, they're being serious. Like, it comes off that way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the rocket flies away for an inordinate amount of time. Like, we're just kind of watching them fumble around the ship, and the girl and Flash hold hands. They have their relationship goes from I don't know who you are to eventually I want to marry you, like within what would be like 2 days maybe worth of time.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Had to have been like,
it goes from 0 to like 1,000 in 2 days.
Yeah.
Sit down! Keep your foot on that red pedal or the G-forces will kill us all!
I got the moment!
For God's sake! Strap yourselves down, quick!
So yeah, they crash the rocket.
The rocket. Okay, so the rocket takes off?
Rocket takes off, and they're like, because then they're in the air, and the doctor guy's like, better strap yourselves down, you're going to die. Also, somebody push that pedal because we're going to die if you don't do it. And they're just like, damn you, push the pedal. And they're in space. And they're flying to whatever planet is...
The aliens.
The aliens, yeah. Which, like, again, makes sense in the 50s when people on Earth aren't really going into space and they think, like, Mars is where all the aliens live. For 1980, it's like, okay, so you're taking this rocket where exactly? Yeah. And they don't ever tell you.
Just to some destination.
Just to some place.
They don't need coordinates.
No, they're just going in a straight line. There's so much of the beginning of this movie that I wish was actually part of the movie, like Flash in the hotel, or this doctor guy getting like fired from NASA or something. That they're just like, oh, this happened. Anyway, onwards with the movie.
It's acknowledged.
Oh, yeah. So, we're crashing on the alien planet. Where do you think we're going from there, Neemah?
Oh, shit. So they did crash on the planet.
They crash on the planet. Of course, everyone's fine because these are all, they're wearing their plot armor, so they're not getting out of here anytime soon.
Oh, my goodness. This is getting to be, at this point, I feel like anything could happen. I'm not sure if they're going to find what they're looking for or if it's going to be something unexpected. Not knowing the backstory of Flash Gordon.
Well, if you were writing it, what would you have him do?
Well, right. So I'm thinking they're going to start slowly exploring the terrain and trying to see what they're going to be careful at first, and there's going to be some oddities that they run across, but I think there's going to be also cuts to the whatever life may be inhabiting this planet. Those are going to start appearing, but without them knowing yet.
Right.
So the viewer is going to see what's actually lurking.
Okay, so we're following the characters walking down the road, let's say, and then out from behind a rock there's like alien hives, and they don't see it, but we do.
Yeah, we see what might be coming up.
Yeah, no, this movie doesn't.
Oh,
it's not that subtle.
No. Yeah, they just
This movie's anything but subtle, and it will beat you over the head with all it has to offer. They land, and you get this like, we come in peace. I'm Flash Gordon, and these guys with straight up golden skeleton masks. Are like, he holds his hand out, and he's like, we're coming in peace, and they're just like pointing guns at him, like, you're coming with us now, and they shoot him with the craziest fucking gun. It shoots gauntlets at you.
Oh yeah.
Because they see him, and he's like, we come in peace, and they're just like, kabang, and they shoot him, and it just like a metal hand flies and grabs him on the wrist and just pulls him down, and he's on the ground. They're like, oh my God, Flash! Hard cut to like a palace, and it's just like, okay. And so they take him to meet this like Emperor Ming, who is a vaguely Asian man,
but not played by an
Asian man. But no, he's
man.
played by Max von Sydow. So if you ever saw the 7th Star Wars movie that came out, you know, in the very, very, very beginning of the movie, Oscar Isaac's character's talking to that old man. That old man plays this vaguely Asian evil guy. Yeah.
Oh, nifty.
And he's a lot younger, but he's not Asian, and it's a little weird watching it.
Okay.
But yeah, they go to meet him, and you're kind of in this big giant hall, or they're getting directed by this floating robot probe gizmo, and you get in my opinion, way too much of this fisheye lens shot, because it's the view of the probe thing, like watching Flash Gordon and them walking down the hall. And this, you were kind of right. In the background, you get this creepy shit. Little lizard
this
monster
part was
man.
like my favorite, where they're just they have no idea what the fuck is going on, but behind them there's this little green man, and he's like, like just coming out, and he gets like shot, like literally just like
the probe, like they're walking, and they're not scared enough, I think, because they're just like, oh, this is weird. And the doctor guy is like, oh, they see all the people, and they're like, oh, all these people are oppressed. This is perfect. And they go, the fuck? What do you mean it's perfect? And he goes, they're so oppressed. They'll be chomping at the bit to revolt. That's what we'll do. And they're like, that seems like a good idea, doctor guy. I'm like, that seems like a stupid idea to me. But then, yeah, they're walking down the hall, and this little, like, lizard dude, who you see a close-up of later, and they are terrifying. The mask they have him wearing is just so shitty that it's scary. And, like, this thing straight up, like, jumps out from behind a pillar, and it, like, looks at them, and it's, like, hunched over, and the probe is like, badoop, and it goes, rah, and just zap. And it makes a noise when it dies, because it just goes, and then it's vaporized, disappears.
Yeah, and they turn around, they're like...
And again, they don't care who lives and who dies in this movie. Wow. Because they're just like, oh, what was that? Oh, whatever, let's keep going. Like, they watch him get vaporized.
Is real.
They don't care,
Hold, lizard man. Escape is impossible. Surrender. Prisoners, march below me to the presence of Emperor Ming.
And so we get to the Emperor's chambers, and it's like all these people offering tribute to this Emperor guy, and it seems like everybody hates each other and hates this dude. You get really over-sexualized everything from women to Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, because you got an Oompa Loompa kind of in that.
It looks like the dude who actually plays the Oompa
Yeah,
Loompa.
it does, actually.
Like today.
But he's, like, got a cuff around his neck and a leash, like, leading to this other woman. And
you
like,
have the scantily clad princess, like, carrying him along, and he's just like, la la la. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah,
I don't want to know what goes
like,
on.
BDSM shit.
That's just so strange.
No.
But, so we're meeting the Emperor now.
Uh-huh.
So what do you think happens with the Emperor when he gets to meet Flash and the gang?
Oh boy.
To set the stage, we're in like the huge audience room. You got all the monster alien people in there, and
Emperor Ming
is
there. And so far they've been sort of captured, right?
Right.
They might want him to like be some sort of slave.
I thought you were gonna say like bend over and take it or something.
Yeah, I mean,
you're like making these heads. Like, you don't have to bend over and take it.
I mean, right away. I mean, yeah. I think they're gonna have them do their bidding in some or show what
like
they can
fealty type thing.
Yeah, I mean, sex slave could be possible.
You are on.
Wow, you're making this movie way better.
This movie would make a lot more sense if Neemah directed.
Yeah.
If I had seen it.
Well, no, if you wrote it, it would make a lot more sense.
I'm just going off the chains. And
that's it. I mean, you're there. You get a little bit of that. You get this first shot where one of these guys goes to offer tribute to Ming. And he's like, oh, because of all this shit that happened, we don't have anything but our loyalty to offer you, man. And he's just like, oh yeah? That sounds cool. How big's that? How big's that loyalty? And they're like, oh man, it's endless. It's so much loyalty to give you. And he's like, all right, so how about you take out your sword and you just throw yourself on it for me right here, right now. Like, throw yourself on your sword. And he's like, okay. And he pulls the sword out, and in my mind I was like, oh shit, he's gonna do it. This is gonna be brutal as hell. And then he goes, death to Ming, and turns around to stab him. And Ming's got, holy shit, I can't believe I'm saying this. Ming's got a ring that is magic. So he zaps the dude, freezes him, or some shit.
Yeah.
And then he gets vaporized or something. The probe or somebody kills him. Something happens.
May this deed of Prince Thun be an example to all the kingdoms of Mongo. Death to Ming!
Dude's dead.
So it shows his power.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Display of power here, but then you get this bit where he shoots a guy, kills a guy, and everyone's like, oh no. And then Flash says something really childish, like Ming's dumb or something like that. He says some shit where it's just like along the lines of like screw Ming. And not like death to Ming, nothing like verbose or just, he's just like,
this guy
stupid
sucks.
Ming, this guy sucks. And then Ming's reaction is basically, hey, who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who said that in here? And the probe is just like, I believe it was Flash Gordon or one of the humans or something like that. Oh, by the way, Flash Gordon has a t-shirt.
No, he says the name. He's like, I believe it was Flash Gordon.
Because he has it. Well, it makes perfect sense because he has a t-shirt that just says Flash on it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I want a t-shirt that just says Thomas on it, like in those letters.
I am who I am.
And it's like, here, just in case you forgot, because they do that again, I think a few minutes later. He even looks at the girl and says, don't worry, I'm Flash, remember? Like, you remember, audience? You forgot who I was? The shirt didn't do it for you? Let me just tell you right now. So the Emperor's like, oh, fucking kill that guy. And so they get ready to kill him.
Okay.
And this is where you get a football fight. Football fight
so the
it's
professor
weird.
tosses him
this like giant jade egg thing,
which serves as the football, and he has to go and
use it to beat up the guards.
Really?
But it's mostly just kind of like stiff arming and tackling people, but you're holding the egg the entire time for some reason.
Yeah, if you're the runner.
So he's like a football star.
He's doing the football thing, and everyone's like, it's pretty much there to the point where the love interest, whose name is Dale, which I've never heard that used for a woman before.
Yeah.
That could just be me.
A female Dale?
Female Dale, yeah.
Is Dale a gender fluid name?
I don't know.
Not familiar.
Neither am I. But that's her name, and her name's Dale.
That's fine.
She's like a pom-pom or two away from doing a cheerleading motion, because she's like, Flash, Flash. She's straight up saying, Flash, 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 Flash. And why are we doing this right now? This goes on. In this fight, we're fighting. And it goes on for a while, but we're fighting. I think it ends where you get this creepy, like, Ming uses his ring again and zaps Dale. And it's this, like, creepy orgasm-making ring or some shit. So here's your sex play stuff that was coming in. It's just, he zaps her.
And she's doing like the
and
sensual,
she's like feeling her
dance.
body.
Yeah, and
she's overtaken.
Apparently, and everyone's just watching it, and then it ends, and she's like, "Oh wow, what happened?"
And then even after that,
well, then Flash
is like, "Wow, that was pretty sensational," and I was like, "Oh, I'm
like what?" No one stopped. They're just watching. Like,
was it?
It was weird. It was more like if you were itchy and you couldn't find where on you was itchy, and that's how she's moving.
Yeah.
So, here's the end of the movie. Next up, they're going to execute Flash, and the movie's just going to end.
Oh, so he's got to find a way out.
Yeah, basically. They're like, we're going to execute Flash. So, because of the football
we're also going to
fight,
make Dale, like, a concubine.
Yeah, we're going to make Dale wife of Emperor Ming. We're going to brainwash the Doctor. And we're going to kill Flash because he said Ming sucks. So what are we doing from there? How is this gonna move forward?
Well, we already had the big fight scene, right?
Well, we had a fight scene.
Yeah, I wouldn't say...
That was not the big fight
Actually,
scene.
there are no big fight scenes.
There's a huge fight scene.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have to push and shove their way out of this somehow, I feel like. Damn. So Flash isn't a superhero, is he? He's just a football player.
He's just
a football player. And I don't understand how this was so popular for a dude who is just a football player.
Yeah, what's his, like... There's no real backstory on why he's so
I
famous.
think the trick is that he's such a blank slate that you can just make him do whatever. Like, oh, by the way, I can fly a plane. I started learning how to do that last week. It's like, oh, so you can just...
He's like your all-American...
Like, perfect
hero.
Man.
Yes.
He's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's cool. He's tough. Yeah.
All right. So what is gonna come out of this situation?
Well, I guess like clearly we're maybe like pushing the 50% point through this movie right now. So how is Flash gonna get out of? They have him captive. They put him in this big metal funky helmet thing and chain him up.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna execute him like in an hour.
I think the Doctor is gonna have to step in.
Okay.
And do some. I don't know if he's an engineer or like a chemical scientist or what.
He's generic scientist who again can fill any role scientist needs to fill.
Yeah, I think. Well, he's gonna find some way to disable Ming and Ming's army, and I may be just making things up. And I think. I mean, Flash is the hero, so he's going to be the one to come out on top.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, he does not come out on top.
He
ends up, yeah.
I don't know if you meant it the way you mean it, but it's funny that.
But he actually ends up dying.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so you didn't mean it the way I thought you meant it.
So they put him in this chair, which I had thought at first they were going to electrocute him or something like that. But no, they just put him inside this like big dome-shaped thing and have him seated on a chair. And all of this gas just comes out, and he basically dies, like suffocates.
But this doctor goes like injects him and is like, "This will help you on your way." And it's like, okay. And then the gas comes in the chamber, and everyone's super apathetic about it. No one's like, "Oh darn, the guy." Everyone's like, "Well, that was fun."
Well, except for Dale, she faints.
Yeah, Dale does that.
Yeah, Dale does her bit, but everyone else is kind of just
she cries a lot in this movie.
She does.
Which they do the very like damsel who...
I was going to say.
Well, they kind of do it. They're like, for the most of this movie, she's like the damsel who can't do anything until she does.
Yeah, until she does, and you're like, what? Like,
yeah, that was weird.
She was holding that in?
Apparently. But what ends up happening is it's like, plot twist, he's not dead.
Oh, of course.
Turns out, Ming's thirsty-ass daughter, the woman with the Oompa Loompa, was like... Because she's begging Ming, like, yo, let me have this dude. Like, come on, Dad. Like, let me have it. And he's like, no, he's fucking crazy or whatever.
He's Flash Gordon.
Yeah. Basically, he's Flash Gordon, so no. And she's like, nope. Looked at him. One word for you, Dad. Sploosh. So I'm going to save his ass. So she, somewhere between now and then, fucks the doctor. Who, not our doctor, the doctor who injected Flash.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was like injecting with other shit. And they build, it was so amazing. They build him a tombstone that says Flash Gordon, like in the letters of the movie. Killed by Emperor Ming, and like that's his tombstone. And so they open up the thing, and she's like, just stick him with the stuff. So he like wakes him up, and Flash is awake, and she's like, come on. We're going to take you to the tree people because, like, they can help you. It's fucking weird, and I have very little doubt that she totally fucked Flash Gordon while he was dead. Like, that happened.
Yeah, because someone even points out, they were just like, oh, into necrophilia now, are we?
Yeah.
I knew you were up to something, though I confess I hadn't thought of necrophilia.
All I want you to do is keep him from me.
What? Just... That happened.
It happened. It totally... Because it fucking happens. We cut then to our doctor. He's like strapped into this James Bondian laser, you know, while you're on the board and it's going to cut through you kind of thing.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, we're going to wipe out your brain and we're going to make you like a sleeper cell agent or something. And then Ming goes, oh, by the way, the reason I'm destroying Earth is all your fault because reasons. And then there you go.
Reasons.
And it's just, he's like, you're telling me it's because of me that you're destroying Earth? And he's just like, yep, just thought you'd like to know before I brainwashed you. And he's like, anyway, get on with it. And you meet, you know, like Fantastic Four?
Mm-hmm.
So like Doctor Doom? They got like a Doctor Doom, except his mouth moves and his face is gold.
Uh-huh.
And he's like Ming's right-hand dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like the general?
He's something. There's
Yeah,
like a
he's
secret
like his
police.
general.
Like
Yeah.
the mind
Yeah.
behind
And then
the man.
Yeah. Except he's thirsty as hell for the daughter.
Oh.
And he's like, you should let me marry your daughter. And he's like, no. She's already going to marry the tree guy. Sorry, it's not fucking happening.
No.
Yeah, and this guy's just like, all right, I'll brainwash him. And he tells this woman...
Who is his, like...
his right-hand person. General something. And he's like, brainwash him to level 3. He's human, he can't handle any more than that. We're never going to get any explanation what any of that shit means because this movie doesn't care. But he walks away and she goes, do level 6. And they were like, but he just said, do fucking level 6, I swear to God. And he's like, okay. And they zap the dude. And they're like sucking his memories out.
Yeah,
and you can
like
see him on
his
TV.
wife dies or something like that.
Wow.
Like she...
It was like he lived through the Nazis.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like this guy went through some shit. Like,
And it goes all the way back to like his birth.
Wow.
And I'm like, you don't remember that? What the fuck is this? And they're like, freeze on that. And it's like frozen on him as an embryo. Which up until that point, everything's like from his perspective. So like you're seeing the world through his eyes, except you can see him as an embryo.
Yeah, which is weird.
It was really fucking strange.
But I think the comment that you made was really funny, where you were just like, "Oh shit, we're gonna see his parents fucking."
No.
Because I'm like, how far back are we gonna go? Because he says stop there, and everyone in the room's like, "Are you sure?"
They thought about it.
Where are we going? Like the next clip is him wearing like Ming clothes, and he's just like the doctor, and
Yeah, and it seems like he's been converted to.
They do it in such a shitty way though, because they're like, "Who do you serve?" Or he's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Dr. Hans Zarkov. I mean, Agent Hans Zarkov. And they're like, good, it's working. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Nah.
What is your name?
Hans Zarkov. Agent Zarkov, number 2133 of the Imperial Anti-Insurgent Espionage Group. Hail Ming!
Good.
So, we cut to a spaceship with the Thirsty Princess and Flash Gordon.
Oh no.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but what happens on that spaceship, Neemah?
They might... I think they get intimate?
Mm-hmm.
No. No, that would be too obvious. She's too thirsty.
Mm.
Yeah, she's gonna go for it, and then Dale is gonna catch them. That's
Not
a no.
quite. It's actually kind of bothers me how emotionally intimate Flash and Dale are, and that Dale never finds out about this particular occurrence.
Yeah.
So they're on the ship, and she's teaching Flash how to fly the spaceship, which is probably the only like plot setup thing the entire movie. It doesn't really pay
but
off.
she's also like straddling him.
She is
at
like
the same time, so it's really hard for him to like concentrate.
Right.
Oh, she is one tug away from him not wearing pants. Like it's.
She's not making it easy for him to.
But he's not exactly making it hard. He's just doing it, and it's like almost implied like they've been doing this the whole ride, because she's like, no, not like try to keep it steady, unlike last time. And then she starts like necking him, and then all of a sudden she's like unbuckling his belt and shit. And I'm like, how long have they been doing this?
What was this movie rated?
This movie I think is rated like PG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
hard PG.
Hard PG.
Yeah.
It should be PG-13 probably, but
maybe
it's like sexual situations, adult situations. No one's like fucking.
Yeah, as long as the parents are there, guiding you.
Yeah.
Guiding.
That's what it says. It suggests very clearly parental guidance. You'll find out when this movie comes PG-13. But yeah, so she's like going hard. Like she's like, I want that dick. Let's do this. And he's like, oh, how do you fly the plane or ship or whatever? And then she's like, oh, we're almost to the tree people world. Let me call my boyfriend, fiance man, with this like telepathic helmet machine. So she puts on this helmet thing, and he's like, oh shoot, show me how to call Dale with that. And
well, before that, doesn't
what?
he say like you bitch or something?
What?
Yeah, the tree guy.
Oh, the tree. Yeah, she tells the tree guy like, I'm gonna be over soon, and the tree guy's like, are you though? You always say you're coming over, and then you never do.
Lying, like
there's
some, like, yeah.
There's some drama between them.
There's some drama. But it's like, this guy's just like whipped to hell because they even call him out. It's like, then why do you keep letting her do this, my lord, prince, whatever? And he's like, you shut your face or I'm going to kill you. And then, or he's like, keep playing your flute. And he's like, but yeah, so he's like, tell me how to use the telepathic machine to call Dale. And she's like, no, why would you want to talk to her? And so then he just like goes to dive bomb the ship into something else. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, tell me to call Dale. And so at the meantime, Dale's like a concubine of this dude, the emperor. And one of the other ladies gives her some kind of drink that looks like Mountain Dew. And it's like, here, drink this. It'll help the whole situation. And she's like, I don't really want to get into this situation. They're like, but it'll help because you don't really get a choice. And she's like, all right. So they give her like a cup. Next shot is her like laying on the bed, like empty bottle in one hand, empty cup in the other hand. She downed the whole
destroyed.
thing. Just annihilated. And she's like, oh my god, my head hurts so bad. And then all of a sudden it's like, Dale, it's me, Flash Gordon. And she's like, oh, what?
Like, I thought you were dead.
And he's like, no, I'm going to the tree people. And they have a conversation in their brain. And then, at the same time, the thirsty princess is doing everything but blowing the guy while he's on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like going hard.
And because it's like all telepathic, like that's going on, and so he's like, oh, this girl is really turning me on. Dale's like, what? And
he's like, oh, nothing. Oh, we should hang up. And then like,
wow, what a tough.
Yeah. No, it was really weird.
Oh my god, this girl's really turning me on.
I didn't quite get that. Think it again.
Forget I thought it. It wasn't about you. Over.
What?
And then someone comes in to Dale's room and she's like, oh, we should probably stop talking telepathically because someone's here. Which, like, when you think about it, who cares? It's not like you're on the phone.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. Like,
hang
we're
up.
done here. This is what you were talking about, Amber. Is Dale manages to switch clothes with this other slave girl. So what's Dale doing to escape, Neemah?
Dale's trying to get out of there?
Yeah, she's trying to get out of there. She's already switched clothes with the slave and gotten out of the room.
And Flash and...
Yeah, they're at the tree people place.
They're at the tree people place already.
Yeah.
So Dale's trying to meet up with them.
Yeah, she's trying to get out of the palace and I guess get to tree place or something. Oh, they don't really.
Or trying to escape, basically.
Yeah.
Well, she has the uniform. She should be able to just act like she's supposed to be there and kind of mosey her way out of there.
You'd think, but then she just goes on a killing spree.
Oh.
Yeah, she goes Terminator.
Is she violent?
She's violent. This is the only scene that happens,
Yeah.
but she's doing flips. She's shooting people in the head.
Know.
Yeah, she's doing kill shots.
I
didn't know she had it in her.
I know.
Yeah.
She is slaughtering these people. And
damn, Dale.
Yeah, right? But then they release Agent Zarkov to trick Dale into going to where Flash is so that they could get Flash, but then Agent Zarkov is actually still Dr. Zarkov in this stupid bullshit throwaway line of them escaping and flying. They let him leave. They're flying away, and she's like, wait, so you're not brainwashed like I totally knew you were? And he's like, no, the human spirit, blah, 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 better than brainwashing, blah, blah. And they're like, neat, let's go.
And then he mentions, like, Einstein and, like, all this
I was thinking of all this other shit.
Human capability.
And it just was better than their thing, and we're done talking about that.
Yeah.
And it moves on. You get...
Reasons.
This movie is built on nothing. At the same time, the princess girl is telling the whipped prince, let him stay, I love you. And Flash is like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then Prince is like, fuck this guy, I'll throw him in a swamp prison anyway. So he imprisons Flash, and he's trying to trick Flash. They have this weird ritual involving a stump and a stinging lizard thing in the stump, and just
so the way to become a real tree man is to do
Tell me more.
is to go through this induction, I guess, or into the into the good boys club. So you have to stick your hand into these holes, and if you get stung, you basically are dead. And
you go crazy first.
Oh, you go crazy first, and then you beg to be killed.
So that's one outcome.
Yeah.
The
or
other
you
outcome
could
is
just
nothing happens, and they're like, cool.
And they're like,
then you
you're
pass.
part of the club, like, you know.
Yeah, it's really weird because there's no indication of like when you stop. You kind of just keep shoving your hand in the hole until you get stung. I don't really get it.
Yeah.
But that's what he tries to trick Flash into doing.
Well, actually, he rigged the game because you only stick your hand in once and then you're good.
But he keeps doing it, and Flash keeps
Does
doing
Flash
it.
know better? Or
Flash
is he going?
because they saw him do it to some random kid in the beginning. Because the dude's like, I want to kill Flash, but then I'll never get to fuck the princess if I kill Flash, so I gotta find a reason to kill Flash.
Because she'll be on.
Yeah, because he promised he wouldn't lay a hand on Flash.
So he's basically trying to get him to get stung so that he begs to get killed, so that he can just kill him, and it's like, well, he asked me to do it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Flash fakes getting stung, and the dude's like, I can kill you now if you want me to, it's gonna be pretty rough, dude. And he's like, yeah, dude, go ahead and do it. And he goes to stab, and then of course Flash, because he can do anything, just like, whoop, I took your sword, bitch. Like,
and I lied.
I was kidding. And he's like, I'm getting out of here, and he escapes.
Does he kill him? Does he kill the guy?
No, he doesn't kill the guy.
No.
They get captured by the Hawk. Oh, okay.
What?
Well, he falls into a mud.
Oh yeah,
puddle.
he falls into a mud poop pile thing.
Mud puddle.
Yeah,
mud poop pile or puddle.
Like quicksand. It's like quicksand scenario.
Yeah.
And
he sinks underneath, and then the other guy comes.
Which is useless because he climbs out, and then he falls into like a spider nest thing, to which Tree Guy saves him in this unspoken, like, no one's gonna kill you but me.
Yeah, and then attempts to kill him, but then
the Hawk people show up.
Yeah, Hawk people.
Oh, the Hawk people are there.
There are Hawk people here, yes.
Okay.
We didn't really mention it because it doesn't come up really heavily, but there's a whole bunch of different types of people in this world. You got the tree people, the Hawk people. And those are like the ones that matter. I don't think there's really anybody else. But they say they capture Flash.
Yeah, they capture Flash and Tree Guy. They take
and
them
at
back
some other point, they randomly capture Dale and the Doctor.
Ah, that's true.
They just do.
Yeah, who's on their way in this like ship
scooter
ski thing.
Yeah,
it looks like a jet ski, but it's a ship that goes through space. I know.
Okay, so where are they at now?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they escape, and then they're just random shot.
A lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah, but it happens without you really seeing it, which is really weird. So like, Dale and the Doctor escape, and they're like, hooray. Then after all this tree shit happens, you get a shot of, on a video screen from the evil guy's perspective, like, the Hawk people captured Dale and the Doctor.
Oh, shit.
And it's like, well, when the fuck did that occur? It's just a shot of them flying with these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it happens when you just fly around without protection.
So.
Get grabbed by Hawk people.
Just fucking Hawk people, man. That's like, they're like pigeons.
Stand by, my Hawkmen!
So the same thing happens to Flash and Tree Guy. They take him to their flying castle in the sky, whatever the fuck that is. And then they make... Shit happens, they make Tree Guy fight Flash on this, like, rotating table of spikes.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones, because at the Vale, where they had, like, the circle or whatever, like, the open, like, thing in the middle to where they push people down, and they, like, you know, they fly, basically.
Their goal is, like, kick them in the pit.
Yeah, kick them in the...
Okay.
Yeah. And there's spikes on his shit, and
this is to see who's the real man?
Or
who gets the girl?
Like...
I think it's fun for them. Yeah.
It's like he goes like, "Oh, you can't capture me, Hawk, dude. I'm a prince, and this is illegal or something. I demand like trial by combat." And he's like, "Sure. Who do you want to fight?" And he goes, "I want to fight Flash." And it's like, "Well, okay." And I mean, sure, whatever. It doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Everyone wants to fight Flash.
Well, it's because he's the fucking greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays for the Jets.
Yeah, everyone's like the Jets though.
Jets. Jets.
But yeah, so that happens, and of course, like, they become friends by the end of it. And he's
because instead of, like, just pushing him off the edge into oblivion,
Flash doesn't push Tree Guy off the edge.
He actually saves him, and he's just like, truce. And he, like, gives him the Flash smile. Right. He's like...
What a good guy.
I know, right? He's a real stand-up dude for, like, the last 50% of this movie. And then the bad guys come, and, like, Dr. Doom, Goldface comes... And he's like, "You better give us Flash because reasons." And they're like, "Oh no, sure." But then all of a sudden, like, Flash and Tree Guy just take him and they throw him on the spikes and they kill Dr. Doom.
And his eyeballs just
he starts like a toothpaste tube, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, that's nasty. And then the Hawk people are like, "The fuck? You just killed that guy!" Like.
You just killed the Emperor's, like, side man.
And they're like, "He's gonna kill us now." And he's like, "Hawkman, run away." And they're like, "Dude, don't run away. Like, we totally need you." And the Hawk people are like, "You guys can do what the fuck you want. We're not gonna get killed later." So they fly away and they leave everybody at the fucking castle. Ming comes to the castle and selectively takes the Doctor and Dale and the Prince guy, Tree Guy. And he's like, "Leave Flash there. I want to talk to him." Which seems like a weird way of talking to somebody, but whatever. And he goes and he's like, "If you join me, Flash, I'll let you rule Earth after I'm done fucking it up." Because the whole thing that they find out is that Ming is crashing the moon into the Earth.
Ming?
Yeah. A dick move, right?
Ming. So the Doctor was right all along.
Doctor was totally right.
Yeah.
The moon is now going to crash in the Earth.
NASA fired him over this.
NASA fired this man. And then somehow this man had private resources to build a rocket to resolve the problem.
Yeah, that's not cheap.
Was he the Elon Musk before
Musk
was...
I feel like he was Musk before Musk.
Yeah, he has a very Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Join me. We can rule the galaxy as not quite father and son." And he's just like, or actually as father and son, because then he's like, "Yo, and then I'll let you fuck my daughter as long as you send back the progeny to be educated, and you can just go rule Earth." It is like real specific.
Yeah.
Like very.
He's like, "You gotta do this thing," and he's like, for a minute, Flash is like, "Huh."
Thinking it over.
So, like, will everybody on Earth be okay? And he's like...
he's trying to, like, figure out a way that he can actually make this together.
And Emperor Ming's like, "No." And Flash is like...
He's like, "Yes, they will, but they'll be more manageable because the moon will have fucked them up or something like that."
Well, yeah, you're getting tides. Like, tides in the tallest mountains.
I mean, and so Flash is like, "Oh, fuck you. They'll be slaves." And he's like, "I mean, tomato, tomato, but whatever." And... Flash is like, "Fuck you, no."
Flash is also very educated on slavery.
Yeah, Flash is very politically aware.
Yeah, politically
aware. Oh, he's woke.
Yeah, he's woke. He's woke.
Okay. He's 1980s woke.
Okay, yeah.
For whatever that
for the
slavery,
time.
Not okay.
Yeah. The civil rights movement is not too far removed.
Yeah, he's like, slavery's a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that. And so he's like, "Fine, fuck you." And Ming goes back to his ship, and he's like, "Blow up the Hawkman castle with Flash still on board." And they shoot the Hawkman castle. And that, I will leave to be the climax of this movie, because then shit goes extra crazy right after all that fucking stuff happens. It gets wild. So Neemah, what do you think's going to happen at the end of this movie? From this point forward, write it yourself. What's going on?
So at this point, I'm just going to try to wrap my head around what's happening now.
You can do whatever you want.
So they are with Ming, Flash, Gale, Doctor. They're all together.
Yeah.
And safe.
Holy shit! Wait a minute. Is her name Dale or is it Gale?
It's Dale.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. But we can.
Did I say Gale?
I don't know because I thought you did. But my brain was like, what if her name is Gale?
I was just like, that's much easier than Dale because it's a woman. So.
Anyway, I'm sorry. It just made me go, did I hear that name wrong the whole movie?
No, but when I was looking through the cast, it said Dale.
Oh, it said Dale. Okay.
We'll stay with Dale.
We'll stick with that.
So they're together. They seem to have a sort of plan. Flash is like not sure if he is quite with the idea of destroying the Earth, but he does like the daughter, right?
He's just low-key thirsty for the daughter.
Yeah,
but prior to the thing, I should say, he says a line that I was gonna say for the commentary because it is fucking nuts. Is he reunites with Dale, and she's like, "I have so much crazy shit I gotta tell you," and he goes, "Quote, save it for our kids."
Oh!
Yeah. And then she goes, "I accept."
Oh!
And then even goes so far as to say, "Leave him alone or something. We just got engaged." And I'm like, man, it's been less than 48 fucking hours. This all just like... This just, boom,
this just happened in conversation.
It just... They reunite and turn around.
It was negotiated.
Yeah. Princess
Mid-sentence.
forgotten.
The princess is gone. Well, forgotten anyway.
She's a little out of the picture.
Yeah, he's at least... Maybe he's covering his ass for the phone call thing, and he's just like, no, I totally love you so much I'd marry you. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the kids. I don't feel like Flash really gives a fuck about what happens. Like, he's pretty much going with the flow so far.
Yeah, go with it. Where is that leading us to?
I mean, Ming knows what he wants to do. Doctor has been converted to whatever.
Yeah, it's really ambiguous on if the Doctor was converted or not.
Or if he's still a sleeper agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he's still... Maybe he's still got a little something in him. Like some loyalty to Earth. I don't know. Not sure who's on whose side. But...
when you say it like that, it makes this movie sound so much more elaborate than it actually
is. Some loyalty to Earth.
Yeah, let's say they're gonna fuck us up some shit at Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. So fuck up shit at Earth.
They're going back to Earth.
They're going back to Earth.
Okay.
Bring us down to Earth.
All right. Nice.
Thanks.
Well, we'll go ahead and go find out. It'll be a couple minutes for you guys, but it'll be maybe a couple hours for us as we go and watch Flash Gordon. And we are back. So, everybody, what do we think?
It was crazy. There was a lot going on, and it was all very sexually charged for a
That's one way to put it.
PG-rated movie.
Yeah. Definitely at points.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was an emphasis.
Yeah.
I think.
And they made a point to tell you that we're trying to emphasize some sort of sexual something when it did come up. Like the weird dance thing.
Oh,
with the ring.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, that was so sensational.
And then the comments that they make, like, wow, she's really turning me on. It's like,
Couldn't hit you over the head with anything harder. What did you think, Neemah?
Yeah, I think the movie lacked subtlety at times, but that's probably just the way. I don't know. Maybe that's the way things were back in the day.
Yeah, it was definitely not the most subtle movie in the world.
But it was like Amber said, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff on the stage, and it was very vibrant.
It was.
And colorful.
Like, the sets were really good, and, like, the costumes but everything else was just kind of like...
Well, I said it during the commentary, so go check that out when you guys get the chance. But I love the set, the costume. I love everything about this movie except the script. It's just terrible.
Yeah, like, it could have been better.
Well, there's so many questions I have. Like, is the Earth saved?
We never really find out.
We don't really get that. But then he also was like, oh, your planet's going to be so fucked up because of the moon shit anyway. Even when I stop it, they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, okay, so...
And yet they're like, thank you, Flash. And it's like, yeah, he saved your butt, but, like, everybody back home is like...
But didn't their place get blown up?
Yeah, bird people don't have a home.
Yeah, so, like...
They seem worse off than when they started.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that out
But,
there.
yeah, everyone is, like, praising Flash.
I think they're all just glad that Ming's gone.
And I feel like that's a little short-sighted of them. Because now what? I mean, is the girl Empress now, and we're just cool with this? Or are we, like, abolishing this monarchy?
There did seem to be a new sort of order that was forming now that the power structure was kind of jingled up.
Yeah. Well, to recap what happens at the end of this movie. Last we left off, Flash is stuck on the castle. The castle gets destroyed. And turns out he doesn't die. He gets on a little scooter thing and flies away. Rocket cycle or whatever they call it.
Then he contacts the bird people. Bird people are like, oh, you're alive. And he's like, we need to go and attack Ming's kingdom. Like, you guys should join up with me. And they're like, yeah, sure, because you're still alive. And so they do that. They overtake a bigger ship, and then they fly the ship directly into the kingdom while the whole wedding is going on. And then you've got Tree Person or Tree Duke or whatever.
Yeah, like, whatever the name is.
Along with Doctor taking control of, like, the mechanical room or whatever.
Yeah, the little command center.
Yeah, the command center.
Yeah.
So that's going on, and they drive the ship into the Emperor. And
yeah, they skewer the
Emperor
with the ship. It's wild.
Yeah, and that's basically the end of it.
Pretty much. And he rings himself. The Emperor rings himself away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then question mark for a sequel?
There could be a sequel. It didn't seem like the writers didn't really... They were leaving it open, at least.
They were definitely leaving it open.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that
they were
would be
ready
crazy
for it.
But they were confused
like
themselves, I think.
Gordon.
Oh, I think they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
They're like, I guess there could be a sequel. I don't know what just happened.
Should we end it now? I mean, should we keep going? Did we do this
let them think it's over, and if we change our mind, we'll be fine.
Did we fit enough in there?
I gotta say, though, I love the soundtrack of this movie. That Queen playing the entire time, I'm about it.
Especially at, like, such perfect moments.
Yeah. Well, I just like the little, like, when they're like, what's going on in Murderp City, and they, like, turn the thing and it's just this electric guitar like wow 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 wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
Or she's like,
oh, wow.
Nobody can save me now, and it's like Flash.
Yeah.
That was good.
Definitely adds a lot.
Yeah. Definitely made the movie more enjoyable.
Gives it some character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm lost, Aura. Nothing can save me now.
So as we said at the top of the show, though, this movie had an 82% Rotten Tomatoes score.
I thought it was 86.
No, I think it was 82.
Okay.
In the 80s, that's not bad.
It's not terrible.
That's actually kind of good.
Right. But, like, the audience score was a 69. So it's like, who hates this movie?
But, like, you know, this movie came out in the 80s, so the Rotten Tomatoes wasn't out.
No, and I'm wondering how, like...
So the audience score is probably people rating it now.
Probably.
Right?
But I would expect... I mean, this movie has, like, a cult following.
Mm-hmm.
I would have expected it to be, like, kind of...
If people were to watch it, they would
think it's great.
They were doing it because they liked it, most likely.
Right. Like, you're going out of your way to see this movie.
Yeah.
I do have some like crazy bits of trivia about this movie.
Okay.
So first off, the guy who plays Flash,
Uh-huh.
he was actually born here in Chicago. Which is pretty wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I know, right?
What's up? Shy City.
Yeah, there you go. Born in Chicago in 1954. Yeah.
Oh, he's an
he's
an older gentleman now.
Yes, he is.
He doesn't look like that anymore.
No.
Apparently, Dino De Laurentiis, he never heard of Queen before this movie came out. They were approached in 1979, and they were like immediately like, "Let's fucking do this movie." And he just looked and he was like, "Who are the Queens?" In the little football fight, the actress who plays Dale, she just improv'd the cheerleading bit. Yeah, we could have done without that, personally. I think that was a little... I cringed a little bit.
Yeah.
She's just a New York girl.
Yep. It's a little too quiet there for her. She had to liven it up. And the last bit of trivia that I thought was kind of crazy is the guy who plays Ming, his costume weighed over 70 pounds.
Jeez.
And so he could only, like, actually stand or sit in it for a little while.
He did seem very stiff.
And if you pay attention to like I was looking at the cuts this time around, they're like really quick cut between him in different positions or whatever in the shots. And then in Canada, this movie is called Guy L'Éclair.
No.
Yeah.
Man of the Moon.
I guess so.
Oh, Amber.
What?
Like, what was it? You know language.
I know.
You know words.
You know words. You know other words other than English. Yeah. 4 years of French, but like not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So next time we watch this movie, can we watch it in French? And
We
you
can try.
Yeah, we'll know what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, and that was the only country, at least on the list of IMDb places, where this movie is not called Flash Gordon.
Okay.
And that wasn't even like France. That was like Quebec, Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
They have to be
Not
different.
the real French, the fake French.
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize. But yeah, I think this movie's just bananas.
It is, but it was entertaining, like to watch.
Yeah. No, I think it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
So I guess like going around real quick, Amber, what would you rate this movie? And
I'd probably rate this movie probably like a 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you suggest people watch this movie though?
Yeah, 75 is passing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. 50 still doesn't seem good.
Well, yeah, but I would recommend people watch it at least once.
Yeah. What about
At
you,
least for
Neemah?
the music. So.
Yeah. Okay.
On the scale of like 100 or 10 or however you want to break that.
Yeah. So if Amber gave it a 75, I'd probably go down a little bit just because the plot and
are you saying there's something wrong with the plot of this movie?
No, there's nothing wrong with the plot. It's just,
there's a lot wrong with the plot. I don't know what's wrong.
If you're actually trying to follow anything about it, you're gonna be kind of disappointed, I feel like. Maybe.
No, there is so much that doesn't make any sense.
So, really, I feel like you could throw this movie on and be doing whatever it is, doing your thing, and it would be nice to have in the background, probably.
I agree.
But you got the music, you got, you know, explosions, you got costumes, people, and you don't really need to pay attention to the details. I think what's going on screen is going to tell you what you need to know.
I feel like you could jump into this movie almost at any point and be well off enough to go like, oh yeah, that's what's happening right now. Like, I get it. He's destroying Ming. Sweet. Cool. Awesome. Like, that's what I'm watching.
Yeah.
Shit blow up and listening to Queen. Like, that's fine with me.
Yeah, and there's plenty in there. Like, you could, like you said, you could, like, jump in halfway through and still, like, get what you probably would have gotten out of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, put me at a 70.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think I'd give this like a 77 because I would say that there's not a lot of rewatch value to this movie. So as of this recording, I have officially seen this movie 3 times in my entire life. The first time I saw it, it was nuts. Second time I watched it, I was like, this is still pretty crazy, but there was like a years long gap between there. And then just now watching it again, I'm kind of like, you know, I'm paying more attention to it, and like we said, that feels almost like the wrong thing to do. Like, I'm going, wait a minute, how did they do that? Like, why are they doing this? This seems kind of like not what it is. And the more you think about it, the worse the movie gets and the more holes there are there. But I think totally watch this movie, like, at least once. Watch it with, like, a group of friends. Because I don't think I've ever seen this movie now without other people being present. And I cannot imagine... I would want to scream if I was watching this movie alone. Because it's like too much.
Somebody tell me that this isn't right. Or, like, there's
someone agree with me that this is wrong. It's nuts. But so definitely, like, if you want to have friends over and, like, just kind of watch a bad movie or like a campy movie, I would say throw this on, because no matter what, you get the great soundtrack and you get all the cool visuals, and I mean, you don't really care about the plot, but there's just enough explanation there to where if you want to make some jokes, you're more than able to do that. Check out our commentary for some of ours. Most every review I found online, though, fucking loves this movie.
Really?
Wow.
So hardcore. It's like the Amazon reviews are riddled with people who are like, I grew up with this movie, it is amazing, I bought this because of that, or I'm watching again, this is what it's about. But one, in particular, just kept getting crazier as I read it. And there were some that were like 3 paragraphs long that I was like, whoa, we're going crazy here.
Paragraphs?
Paragraphs, literal paragraphs, like people were trying to write a book about this.
Oh, jeez.
So this one is by Catherine Bates, from August 31st, 2004.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is old. 5 stars. Flash Gordon, spelled wrong. Gorden.
You watched the movie, Catherine.
It says it constantly. It says, I have seen the serials from the 1930s and 1940s.
The serials?
Yeah, that's what they used to call them back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's spelled wrong here.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine's really like...
Get it together.
As well as this movie, they are all great. And like 7 exclamation points. 5 stars, yes! They should re-release this movie from 1980 with Sam J. Jones, Melody Anderson, Jacqueline Pierce. For those of you who have seen Blake 7, she played Servalan. In this, she's the other mad scientist. Oh boy, that's spelled wrong too. The evil one. I think she meant evil. When, and I hope soon, exclamation point randomly stuck between 2 words, they put this out on DVD again, release it in full screen with widescreen side A, full screen, and side B, widescreen. Put in both! As they say, long live Flash, Doctor Who, The Shadow, and Harry Potter, this fun never-never-land! In this day and age, you need these movies and TV shows and films. Long live them all. End review. That is a fucking ride of a review.
But that totally explains the movie.
That is the movie.
That is the passion behind Flash. I see why people loved it. Like, I can feel it.
Well, I don't even know what the fuck that Blake 7 thing.
I know.
Never heard. She's like, she did this. Well, the thing was the Blake 7 bit. I will say, like, the Blake. It's like, oh, she's the person from Blake 7. Well, that's in parentheses, but it seems like she ended the parentheses too soon, because the next part outside of that is like, oh, and she's this. If you haven't seen, I'm like, wait a minute, why didn't you put that? Why did you? What the fuck is happening right now?
She was on some...
She watched this movie on cocaine or something. That's the only way I can think about it. She was on drugs and thought to herself, I need to tell them.
We might need to bring in Katie, or Catherine.
How many that's been, what? Like 14 years since then? So we could get, that's a good range of like, what's your opinion on Flash Gordon
then and now?
And also, did you know it's Gordon, not Gordon? That's a little weird. Yeah, there's a lot spelled wrong, like evil.
But we appreciate the
know,
words.
I still agree with you, Catherine, that this movie, I'd give it 5 stars.
Okay.
But not out of 10 to 100. That's a little much. Like 5.
That's a different scale.
That's a different scale. If it was re-released in theaters, I'd go watch it once, if I had time.
It'd be good in theaters.
I think it'd be fun with everybody kind of in on it, you know?
And if they had seen it before?
Right, if everyone's seen it before, or even people who haven't seen it before, but as long as it's not people who are like taking it too seriously, and like if someone laughs and they're like, this is a piece of art, you know, godless pig, what the hell's wrong with you? Yeah, I don't need those kind of people. Don't need that. I'd go see this in a theater full of people going crazy, though. It'd be nuts. So yeah, everybody have any final thoughts on this movie before we close out? Any kind of scenes that maybe for you, especially for you, because you hadn't seen any scenes that like jumped out that were like, oh my god, what the hell? You didn't talk about this.
I thought the ending was really satisfying with Ming, the way they got him.
I love that they stab him with a spaceship.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, because you notice
the only way to kill this man, basically.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of foreshadowing because you see the spike on the spaceship, and you're like, wait, why does that spaceship have a spike? And then
right. Well, I think the ultimate foreshadowing is the fact that I still stand by. They killed the assistant with the plane.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the plane windows shattered, and Flash is flying the plane, and then the windows shattered on the. I think they set it up from the beginning, except they did it with the assistant that nobody cares about, so you just don't think about it anymore. It's kind of like the weird way to do subterfuge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still totally agree. Like, let's get some of that B-roll. Let's stick it in there. Let's release it in 4K. Oh man, that'd be. I would watch this movie in 4K. You see all the strings.
Yeah.
And all the fake shit. Yeah. But all right, that was Flash Gordon from 1980. If you like this, check out some of our other episodes. Unfortunately, Neemah's not on those right now, but you know, we'd love to have you on future episodes if you're down.
Yeah, this was great. Yeah,
I hope you enjoyed it.
Fun talking to you guys.
It was fun talking to you too. It's fun having a guest on here.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, we got tons of other movies. We got stuff like this, like Surf Ninjas and whatnot, and then we do other movies like Ran, where we're doing classic movies where it may not be as crazy funny, but we go into a deep dive with some of them, and it's fun. Unfortunately, we don't really have a beer of the week, because it's sort of a spontaneous guest episode. But I guess we have been drinking a lot of Two Brothers today, so check out Two Brothers Brewing and their various assortment of what they have.
Right now they have Oktoberfest.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Adam's Smasher Oktoberfest beer is a really good one. We bought it from Costco, so not Binny's this week.
Yeah,
but,
so they gave you like assorted flavors. So if you're ever at Costco.
Yeah, check out Costco. It's like a theme park without the rides.
And they give you samples.
Yeah, they'll give you samples of stuff. Not beer, but they'll give you samples of stuff. We're not sponsored by any of them. We just like what they have and feel like it's perhaps underappreciated sometimes. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed the show, and go check out our commentary, which we'll be releasing on Sunday, of Flash Gordon from 1980. I'm one of your hosts, as always, Thomas.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Neemah.
We'll see you guys next time.